registered this class as. I'm actually Heidi Speech. I just got married. A little bit about myself. My major is nursing, which is interesting because all throughout high school I thought nursing would be such a drag. My mom was a nurse. She's been a nurse for 30 years. With that, I knew all the hardships. I knew the long hours and the holidays, and of course there were the horror stories. I remember specific stories like the toes in the boot, when my mom took off a boot and a guy told her to not get rid of the boot because his toes were still inside of it. And then of course there was the story of the guy who was up at his cabin and he was nailing stuff together and wasn't paying attention and nailed his hand to a board. He had to use his little Leatherman to saw off the board and drive himself all the way to the hospital. It was stories like this that made me realize I did not want to be a nurse. That was the last thing in the world I'd want to be. Until college. My first year of college, I was interested in being a surgery tech. My mom brought me to the attention that if I wanted to be a surgery tech, I might as well think about being an RN. And of course, at that point, I blew her off. I would never be an RN. But the more I thought about it, the more an RN made much more sense to me. Not only did I enjoy studying the human body, I also liked being around people. I liked being able to cheer people up when they were upset or sad. It made me realize that I really did want to be an RN. As a step towards my RN, I decided to receive my CNA. During my clinicals, I realized that nursing was definitely not all easy. There were a lot of unpleasant parts to the job. One day, I walked into a room to find a woman on the floor. She was old and frail. She had fallen out of her bed, and she was scared and alone. That made me sad, but it also made me happy to be there for her. It made me realize that nursing is really what I wanted. At one point during my clinicals, I was standing in the hallway, and a man pointed to me and told the nurse he was with that he wanted to sit by me. When she asked him why, he said, "Because she smiled at me." If I can brighten someone's day by simply smiling at them, that's the place I want to be. Through all these experiences, I definitely realized that nursing is exactly where I want to be. I realized from my mom and from the experiences that I've had that there's no job that I'd prefer to be in. I can't wait to be a nurse, and I'm glad that I chose that.
Great.